Hello, lovelies. Spring is on its way, and we had a couple of days this week in London that were kind of uncharacteristically warm. One in particular, I think it got up to like 19 degrees or something, which is crazy for February. So yeah, it's been all over the place. And the first one I'll start with is one that I just couldn't wait to reach for as soon as it was just a little bit, warm. Um, this is one of my happy perfumes. Divisive. It is, weirdly, which I don't know. It seems so beautiful to me that it seems crazy that anyone wouldn't like Mediterranean from Elizabeth Arden, but a lot of people don't like it. I could swim in this. I absolutely love this. You can see I've got a decent dent. This is a 100ml bottle, and I did buy this while I've been doing this channel, so I'm not quite halfway through, but I'm not that far off, and it's because I absolutely adore this perfume. This bottle cost me £20, and it's one of my top 20 for life. Like, it's so delicious. It's sweet. It's powdery. It's very feminine to me, this one, but kind of grown-up feminine. It's a Claude Deer, and I think he's made like some absolute classics. So this is just, it's wisteria. So it has this kind of purple, floral, powdery, lilac-y feel about it, while also being sort of watery and juicy, and it's just gorgeous. It's very sweet as well. So on Fragrantica it says plum, Sicilian mandarin and peach, middle notes wisteria, magnolia and orchid, base notes musk, sandalwood and amber. They mentioned some kind of sorbet. I think it's supposed to be like a peach sorbet. On the website of Elizabeth Arden, they also talk about like sea breezes and this kind of thing, and I do really think it has those qualities. I just love wearing this. I love when I smell like this. This is one my husband likes as well. I just love Mediterranean, and I don't know that I ever really see anyone else talking about this. I have said this before. This is not a perfume to buy secondhand or partial bottles of, because it goes like weirdly peppery, and I think it goes off relatively quickly if it doesn't get used. If the colour in the liquid is kind of greeny, you definitely don't want to buy it. So I have a backup bottle of this totally unopened in a nice dark cold box, because I'm always frightened they're going to either just stop making this entirely, or what they have done with some of the other perfumes is put them in like really boring bottles, and this is also one of my favourite bottles in my collection. So yeah, it's much more turquoise. It always looks blue on the screen, but I can't get enough of Mediterranean. I absolutely love it. So that was a joyous warm day. And obviously I can't resist this one either as soon as it's a bit warmer. So on the day after, this is another one of my top 20 for life. This one probably top 10 for life. Actually, that's probably top 10 for life as well. Fleur de Fendu, sadly discontinued. I cannot tell you anything that truly smells like this, because it's pretty unique, even though it does still smell like Lolita Lempicka. Like, the closest thing you're going to get to this is the Lolita Lempicka EDT, which is sadly also discontinued, and therefore the closest thing to it is the original, or like the current Le Parfum, even though they do come across quite differently, because this one is like spring-like and light and a bit powdery and a bit kind of floaty and airy. Someone asked me if it smelled like Mon Eau, because it has been compared to the modern Mon Eau from Lolita Lempicka, which comes in like the more sort of, the jaggedy, more, what do they call it, like geometric bottles. This does not smell like that. The only thing that connects them is the kind of strand of the Lolita Lempicka DNA, the kind of anise, that you get, and the violet and stuff. But apart from that, Mon Eau, I think, smells much more like Jeanne from Lanvin. It's like a kind of thick, musky, slightly bar soapy raspberry floral perfume. So it's not a good replacement for this, unfortunately. But just because I was asked, I thought I'd mention it, because I find it crazy that it's been compared to this one, apart from the fact they're both Lolitas. So, I find it difficult. I look at it and I just think, I can't believe they don't make this anymore. Like, I hope they bring this one back. It's so good. So Fleur de Fendu, mimosa, wormwood, strawberry leaf and stem greens in the top. Mid notes violet, anise, peony, iris. Base notes almond, cherry, musk. I talk about this one a lot. I don't need to talk about it again. It's just fabulous and I love it. So yeah, Fleur de Fendu, that was another joyous day. So these next ones, what am I going to be able to fit on here? I don't really want to turn that round to a different angle. I'm just looking at it. I can't bear to change the angle of that one. So I'm just going to skip to a small one because I think I can fit it on the corner. Let's see. I had to wear a Guerlain because it was slightly milder. And also, I think partly I was wearing a sort of caramel coloured outfit and I was thinking, I do quite like to wear caramelly or honey things when I have like caramel coloured clothes on. It's just the same way that when I wear green, I want to wear perfumes that kind of make me think of green. But also because I've got this EDT here, and because this was a partial bottle and it's small, I don't think it'll take me too long to finish it, you know? So I'm just going to be a pain in the bum here, and I'm going to move things around because this one can lean over the edge a bit, can't it? Yeah, there we go. So Guerlain EDT, really beautiful. I do genuinely think that this reminds me a little bit. I mean, it obviously smells a bit like Guerlain, the original, but not quite. It is a bit of a departure, but it also reminds me weirdly a little bit of one of my other lavender favourites, Terre de Lumière from the EDP from L'Occitane. And I did toss up whether I'd wear that one, but there's something about honey that I prefer in warmer weather. Like, I really like honey perfumes when it's warm. I think it brings out the kind of caramelly, beeswaxy feel of it when it's warmer, and I don't think it works quite so well in the cold. So I went for this one. The EDT is citrusy, it's tangy, it's almost fizzy to me because it has violet in it as well, and then it's got caramel. So lavender, mandarin, orange, bergamot in the top, mid notes, jasmine, orange blossom, ylang ylang, base notes, Tahitian vanilla, caramel, orris, benzoin, and violet. And I think there's something about the citrus and the violet that gives me a fizzy feel, like a sort of effervescent, fun, bright feel. I also find this one, to be honest, like still a little bit thick to wear in warm weather, and it's because of that caramel. It's very sweet. And it's a kind of vanilla caramel smell rather than the tonkery smell that you get in the original. And I so nearly wore the original, but I just looked at this and thought I could probably finish this perfume in not too long. So I just decided to go for the EDT. Now, back to where I was before. Or let's do... I was in a very specific mood last weekend. I'm filming this on Sunday, and I'm in a very specific mood again this weekend. So I've worn two perfumes that have similarities this weekend, and I did the same last weekend. So I was in a sort of old school, soapy, musky, baby powdery, cozy mood. I wore my Just Musk from Mayfair. I've got this massive 100ml bottle, which again I think was like £7 or something. Now, I'm very sad to say, I did a search for Just Musk before I started making this video. And in a classic Cass style, I found this maybe a year or two ago, and I knew that Mayfair had been making super cheap perfumes in the UK for years and years and years. I've seen them before. They've got one called Tramp and one called Pagan, so I always kind of noticed them, but I hadn't tried any. But I just thought this one looked really good, so I bought it, and I've been talking about it for a few years when I talk about kind of musky, powdery perfumes. And this has been out. Let me just check the date. This came out, have they got a date? 2003. I found it, I've talked about it on my channel, and now it doesn't seem to be available anywhere. So, absolutely classic. It took me 20 odd years to find it, and it's been out for all that time, and now it looks like they've discontinued it. So, I don't know how I managed to do this. It's like I managed to find things really late, fall in love with them, and then they're gone. I'm just like, God damn it. Because this is such an affordable gem. Like, this is such a good perfume. If you ever see this anywhere, if you see the body wash, if you see like anything that smells like Just Musk, called Just Musk from Mayfair Perfumes, then... yeah, if you like Jovan Musk, if you like Chanel No. 5, if you like Skin Musk, you might really enjoy this. But unfortunately, it looks like it does not exist anymore in terms of it being in production. Really sucks. But this one, it's coriander, bergamot, lily of the valley in the top, mid notes of rose, iris, jasmine, base notes, musk, sandalwood and cedar. And it is just sweet, warm, cozy, powdery. It has a very kind of baby powdery, fluffy, soft, floral, musky feel here, but then with that Egyptian musky kind of golden musk smell. It's really lovely, and I really loved wearing it. It's one of those classics as well, where you spray it and it smells really vintage at first, and then it dries down into something super magical. And I feel like if I was wearing this out, I think people would think I smelled delicious. So its top comparison is Wild Musk from Coty. I don't think this smells like Wild Musk because I think this smells too soft and too clean. I think Wild Musk smells slightly funky in a very sexy way. Like there's a almost hint of like a masculine musk in that to me, even though it still smells like a feminine perfume. I smell men sometimes wearing like musky perfumes that smells like there is the musk from Wild Musk in it. And I always think to myself, I should ask what that is because I would totally rock it myself. But anyway, and then it's compared to Jovan Musk. What else is in here? I think honestly, Jovan Musk, specifically Jovan Musk oil, is the closest you're going to get to this kind of musk. And if you added like some kind of baby powder thing over the top of that, so if you layered it with Demeter baby powder or even actually Nivea, the Nivea perfume, then you would get something that was a little bit like this. But yeah, I mean, I was so sad because I was excited. I hadn't worn it for a while and I was excited to talk about it again. And then when I realised it didn't exist anymore, I was like, that's lame. How shall I go about this? Let me do the other one because, again, this is the mood I was in. So actually, this was on the Sunday. And it was time. It was time because it was chilly at the weekend. And it was time for me to break out my Chanel No. 5 Eau de Parfum because it is just one of the coziest, most delicious, loveliest things. Again, my husband really likes this perfume. He was in my neck quite a lot the day I was wearing this. So it's... I feel like if Chanel No. 5 works on you and you don't wear a ridiculous amount of it, because, I mean, I smell some people out in the wild wearing this, you know, and especially with some of the older ladies, I feel like they're wearing so much that it becomes a little bit overpowering and it does smell very vintage. But if you go light with Chanel No. 5, I think it's the same with, like, Premiere or the Eau de Toilette. It's just magic. You just smell... Again, like, I don't think it even lists musks, but it has the same kind of musk that Jovan Musk is, you know? Like, it has this Egyptian, slightly funky, sexy musk in it. It's powdery, it's clean smelling, soapy, it's vintage, but it's just like your skin just smells so good. So I loved wearing it. I was just properly... I gave it a sniff because I already was suspecting I was in the mood. I gave it a sniff and my eyes rolled into the back of my head and I was like, yeah, this is the one for Saturday. This is the one. So, according to Fragrantica, aldehydes, ylang ylang, neroli, bergamot, peach, middle notes of iris, jasmine, rose, lily of the valley, base notes, sandalwood, oak moss, vanilla, patchouli and vetiver. Now, I feel sure, because this is an old perfume, there's probably like 100 notes in this. I bet you it's not just that. But yeah, I mean, it's so magical. I don't need to talk too much about Chanel No. 5. You guys know what's up with it. So, this big boy that I originally wanted to put up here. So, the reason I wore this, I was in a very specific mood. I was working from home on Tuesday. I'll tell you why. I normally work from home on a Monday, but I will tell you why I changed my days when I talk about one of these other perfumes. And I really was in the mood for something very specific, which I'll talk about in a moment. And but I had a dentist appointment, so... I wanted to wear something that wasn't going to be bothersome. And this seemed like the perfect one because I was thinking, I probably want to wear the other perfume in the evening. So this one's actually quite long lasting, but it's not like crazy strong and I only put a bit on. So I went for Mont Blanc Signature, which is delicious. And it's clean, but it's sweet. And it's kind of fruity at the same time. Like it is, to be honest... It's kind of a weird perfume because it sort of feels like 3 different perfumes in one, but it works somehow if you like it. I know some people think this smells like Shake and Vac, but here's the secret. I love the smell of Shake and Vac. When I actually had carpets, I used to love that stuff and I would love my house smelling like that. So to a certain extent, the slight kind of a fizzy carpet cleaner vibe that some people get, I actually quite enjoy in this. So anyway, so top notes of clementine, middle notes of magnolia, ylang ylang and peony, and base notes vanilla, white musk and benzoin. And I do wonder with this one whether this has because I'm so sensitive to aroma chemicals, which is why you so rarely see me with any new perfumes, like really properly new perfumes, because so many new releases just smell really poisonous to me. But I wonder with this one whether when people talk about it and they really don't like it, I wonder if there's an aroma chemical in here that some people really hate, but I don't mind or I can't smell. Because sometimes when people talk about this one, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. They're getting something really different from me. But for me, this is a sort of floral. I mean, you get so much of the clementine, and I keep that the whole way through. Like, this is one of those miraculous perfumes that on me, the citrus does not disappear. And orange and clementine and those kind of notes often do disappear really quickly, but I keep that the whole way through. It's really juicy, it's sweet and lovely. And then you've got this kind of creamy vanilla, which I think is like mixed with the ylang and gives it a slightly custardy, vanilla-y smell. But the white musk in here is so cold that it's almost icy, so it turns into a kind of ice cream. And then you've got this kind of powdery, clean... I'm not sure soapy is the right word. It is much like a powder, more like a laundry detergent. They're dry, like a dry, floral, laundry detergent, clean soapiness. With an ice-cold musk and a ice creamy vanilla, and it's bloody lush. So I wore that one because I had to go to the dentist and I knew she was going to be right up in my face, and it was very lovely. But the thing I actually wanted to wear was this. I was just so in the mood for fresh cream, and I went and sniffed it, and then I was like, oh no, I can't wear this to the dentist, because the thing with fresh cream from Philosphy, I love it. It's one of my favourite sweet perfumes, I think, in terms of just wanting something that's going to be sweet without maybe being too challenging in other ways. And I love the creaminess of this. I love the milky, almost literal cream smell that I get here. But lots of other people think this smells like sour milk. I kind of understand that people think it smells like breast milk, because I kind of get the same thing, but I don't dislike it. Like, this is very sugary and it's really sweet. It's very creamy, lactonic, milky, and I just love this. I really love this. I've worn the body spray, I think, recently, but I haven't worn the actual perfume for ages. And literally, I think maybe like 4 o'clock or something, I put Mont Blanc on in the morning and it was still going. I could still smell it, but I hadn't put too much on deliberately. And then I just put fresh cream on, and I just... This is just an indoor perfume for me, because I know there's so many people who really find it gross. Like, so I think some people are like, it smells like baby spew or whatever. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm not going to make other people smell me in this, but I am going to smell myself in it because it's lovely. So this is whipped cream, milk, powdery notes, sweet notes and floral notes, apparently. Pretty sure there's vanilla in here. Smells very much like there's sugar in here. You can see mine's gone quite dark. It's very sweet. It's really lovely. Joyously, you can buy this directly from Philosphy now in the UK. You didn't used to be able to get it, but they have it on Philosphy UK now, and you can get a few different sizes, I think. So if you can get like the 15ml one, if they have a 15ml of this, then obviously that's perfect, because you can see if you like it or not. It's kind of difficult to get samples of Philosphy stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's just really good if you like very lactonic perfumes. And I do really like kind of cream and milk perfumes, to be honest. If they're done properly, if they're done nicely, and they don't have loads of the tarry aroma chemicals or screechy aroma chemicals, and I do tend to really like them. And then my special event. So a project that I have been working on and off for, no joke, 15 years. I'm not going to explain why it's been delayed so many times, but it wasn't because of me. But anyway, we had the launch party on Monday night, and it was a big deal for me. So I was proper dressed up to the nines. I had on a suit, and I'd already decided what my perfume was going to be, partly because my suit is a kind of somewhere between an orange and a sunshine yellow, like very bright, beautiful suit. And I wanted a perfume that also made me think of sunshine, and one that was quite strong and event appropriate. And this one for me, this is a special perfume, man. And this is one of my special event perfumes. So I wore Poeme, and Poeme is pretty much the colour, if you see this in the light, This is basically the colour of the suit that I was wearing. Poeme from Lancôme. I want you to be able... There we go. Can you see it better like that? I'm just going to make sure that this is in focus because I always get nervous that I've made a whole video and it's been completely out of focus. Lancôme Poeme, and I checked again before making this video. You can still buy this directly from Lancôme, so they do still make this. It is still in production. Unfortunately, you can't get these small bottles like from the new batches anymore. They only seem to have 100ml bottles of it, which are relatively expensive. But you can still get it on the grey market. I've seen it on loads of places. So thankfully, this is not one that's discontinued. And people have been saying this is discontinued for so many years. I thought it was discontinued. Someone at Poeme actually told us that it had been discontinued, but actually no. So this is a 1995 perfume, and it smells kind of... vintage isn't quite the right word, but it does kind of smell like the 90s. When I read you these notes, you'll be like, well, clearly that's a 90s perfume because they have told you literally every single note that's in it, and there's like 100. So it's narcissus, datura, peach, plum, Himalayan poppy, mandarin orange, blackcurrant, bergamot, and green notes in the top. Middle notes are mimosa, vanilla flower, tuberose, ylang ylang, orange blossom, jasmine, freesia, heliotrope, rose, and leather. Base notes: vanilla, orange blossom, amber, tonka bean, musk, and cedar. How do you even describe this perfume? If you know what the original Classique smells like from Jean Paul Gaultier, I feel like that and Poeme are related to each other in a way. I feel like there is a crossover with those perfumes. And I mean, I don't love the original Classique, but I really do love the Eau de Parfum version of that perfume. And again, they're in the same kind of neck of the woods to me. But this one, this is like narcissus. There's a lot of narcissus. There's a decent amount of mimosa. I get ylang ylang in here quite strongly, and a bit of tuberose, and a really nice kind of... I mean, is it even bubblegummy? I guess maybe. Yeah. Sort of delicious banana-y ylang ylang. Lovely bubblegummy tuberose. Narcissus, which is, whenever I smell anything with narcissus in it, I always think it smells a bit like Poeme, because this is the only perfume that I really know well enough to say, yeah, narcissus. And then this delicious kind of sunshiny mimosa. And it smells like sunshine. It's strong. It's really strong. You don't need loads of it. It's very grown-up, ladylike, and sweet, because the thing that I loved about this, and this is a perfume I did. I had this before I started my channel. I think it's one of the first things that I made a little video about. And I remember going into... I didn't actually buy it from the fragrance store or whichever place I went. I remember being in a shop near where my family live, and I was sniffing perfumes, and at the time I was investigating all of the like vintage stuff. So what's that? I want to call it... is it Rive Gauche or something like that? I can't remember. And L'air du Temps from Nina Ricci. I was smelling all of the old ones, and then I just saw this beautiful bottle, and I was like, I just want to know what that smells like. So I sprayed it on the sprayer, and I was like, ooh, there's something very magical about this perfume. And then I asked the guy if he could spray it on my hand. So then I wandered off, and all the way home I was just saying, it smells kind of like custard. Like when this dries down, it's like a flowery, joyful, custardy vanilla. And it really does. It has a beautiful, creamy, custardy vanilla in the base of this. And that's why in the votes, it's voted as being like the third strongest note after mimosa and narcissus. It's really... I don't know, it's really good. Like, peach is voted above plum, but I feel like plum is quite high here. And I do think I'm a bit of a sucker for the whole tuberose plum thing, probably because I love poison. I feel like this could be, like, you know, if poison's like the devil on your shoulder, I feel like Poeme's the angel on the other side. I do think they have something related to each other in a way. I feel like if you like poison, you might really like Poeme. Like, I'm just going to put it out there. I think that might be the case. So you can still get it. It's not particularly cheap. I think it's nicer than Classique, but I definitely think it's similar. Apparently there's a really cheap perfume called Cuba Jungle Tiger. I've seen people talking about that one before. Also, I've seen people saying that Pascal Morabito's Sultan Or smells like Poeme. Maybe it smells like the old version of Poeme, but this one, which I bought, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, when I smell Sultan Or, I thought that one smelled too jasmine-y. Like, in terms of smelling like Poeme, it smelled much more like Classique to me, Classique EDT, than it does Poeme. But again, it's in the same realm, so if you can get that for a good price and you don't care about it smelling exactly like Poeme, then that one probably would be a really good one. And Prada La Femme, the original Prada La Femme, that, God, I love that bottle with the white fake leather around it, the beeswaxy one. Now, Prada perfumes tend not to work for me, and now, in hindsight, having had the sample of it, and then tried it out and stuff, I was like, there's something about it that just doesn't work for me. It's like, I really like Prada La Femme. I think it's gorgeous, and I love the beeswax, and I love the ylang, the kind of floral, sunshiny smell, and the tuberose, which is so good in it. But it just doesn't work for me, and I think in hindsight that probably is some kind of aroma chemical they've used that bothered me, which meant I just couldn't wear it, which made me sad because I really like the smell of it, and I bloody love those bottles. I think they're so beautiful. But I do think that it is somewhere in the realm of smelling a bit poemy. So if you like Prada La Femme, you might also like Poeme. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's just beautiful, and I felt so ladylike and special, and it was such a lovely night, and my husband got to see me, you know, and be really proud of me for the work I've done, so that was wonderful. And yeah, I mean, this week went on forever though, man, because I don't know, I feel like February was a short month, January went on for about 4 years, and now we're seeing little glimpses of beautiful spring trying to get through. There is one cherry blossom tree near where I live that has started to blossom, and I saw it and I was like, yay! So yeah, I mean, that's what happened basically. Like, I was still in my wintry, thick, heavier perfumes, and then we had a couple of days that were nice, and I was straight into my smell like spring, summer kind of perfumes, you know. I think that's it for today, guys. I think that's all I wanted to say. I hope you have been enjoying my Wednesday videos. I hope you've been enjoying these Sunday videos. I've been really distracted. I've been doing loads of reading recently, and again, I'm like super behind. So if I haven't commented on your videos for a while, my other fellow creators, it's because I just haven't been watching perfume stuff, to be honest. I've been like really focused on other things recently, and yeah, I'm not classically much of a reader, but I've found some stuff I really like, so I'm like really obsessed right now. I'm having one of the hyper fixations I get, you know, where I really want to do something, and really being obsessed with listening to music at the moment as well. So I'm spending all my time reading and listening to music, and I'm not taking in any perfume content, and I'm not trying any new perfumes right now. But as I said, I have a massive backlog of videos, and I'm always trying to shop my stash, so hopefully you won't get bored of my what I wore last week videos, because I have enough perfumes for this to be a pretty hardcore rotation every week. Anyway, let me know what you've been wearing, let me know what you've been getting up to, let me know if you have anything you're obsessed with at the moment, even if it's not perfumes. Like, just let me know what you're obsessed with. I love reading your comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I have time. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.